Good afternoon. Welcome to the Fortunate Fortune Teller, where we are extremely fortunate to have you today. Okay, just understand we feel very fortunate that you are watching us. Just understand that, okay? Because we appreciate you. We're very grateful and humble fortune tellers over here. Okay, just understand that because that's what we do. That's how you keep moving forward. Okay, always be grateful for everything you have. No need to be, ungrateful. No need. So you must understand, brother, that I have a vision here that perhaps, and I don't like, and this is not, I'm not really thrilled about this, but it's that your DM perhaps is sick, okay, and that the people are all around them. This is selling it. We're gonna cleanse the cards. The people around them are all like, nope, they just showing how they don't care. Like they're just there and they're all just thinking about the money. Like realistically, I think they're all like hoping that this DM dies. I think that's what they're shooting at right now. Now they're taking it out on the DM now, okay? The DM is being attacked by these people because they realize that what they're doing to you don't work, okay? So they think if they take your DM now that's going to slow you down. But we're not going to let that happen, right? Okay, so just understand that what's going to end up happening is somebody's going to come to you. You're going to have to go heal this DM, okay? They'll probably be in the hospital, and somebody will send you a letter and saying like, oh, so-and-so's sick, they need to see you, and blah, 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 and you're just like, whatever. And then somebody's going to come to the house to like beg you to go there. So just know that's up to you what you want to do. You know what I mean? I can't tell you what to do in that sense, but let's take a look at that. Let's look into what's leading up to this or where we're at with that. Okay? So, of course, the reason why your DM would be in the hospital because of being sick now is because magician in reverse character, okay? Somebody who, manipulated them, had poor planning, didn't tap into their talents, presented themselves as, as something as saying that they had all the answers, they were going to get you. This person, all they did was destroy and put your DM in the hospital, okay? And this person's being seen for that, especially in the, now the way they're even acting. They don't even care that the person's in the hospital, okay? They don't even care. All they're worried about is what they're going to get out of this. That is what this person what they're going to get out of. They don't even care that the person's sick, okay? This is why you're demon. They would know that you'd be the only one there that would be sitting there with them all, actually care, okay? And they knew that you would be the only one that would be sitting there to give them that lover's energy, okay? This is what they need, okay? This is what's going to heal them, all right? This is what they have right now. They're like, they have a broken heart, perhaps, right now. Maybe that's what it is. And then they need you to come mend it, all right? Because of what this magician in reverse has done, okay? So we understand, we get it, but, we're not rushing here over, you know what I'm saying? Like, this is, you got to feel this, you got to see this. I want you to see this while you're sick. See these people for who they are, okay? See them. And then the one who is the bad one is the one that has to come there and fix it, right? The one that, the dangerous one has to come there, right? So that just shows you just how much of liars everybody is, okay? Because Six of Swords, that's why we left you behind, okay? We moved on from this, okay? Because we know what we are. We know what we deserve, and we know who we are, okay? So just understand, we're not going to sit here and allow some magician in reverse, pretend to be us and act like they're us and think that we're just going to, we don't even care, okay? Enjoy yourselves, because look where it got you. Look where it got you. Magician in reverse with a sick DM, okay? And the King of Swords in reverse was the one who who recommended this magician in reverse. Where's he at? Where's this King of Swords in reverse? So, okay, because Knight of Cups, because we have the creativity right now, okay? We're very charming people here, okay? Just understand that we may have to be the knight in shining armor here to save this DM, because think about it. If they're hospital, if they're sick, and they're around all people that don't care about them, that is concerning to us, okay? And that's why we know that, they more or less are rooting for this person to die now. That's really what it's coming down to. Like I said, they change their thing. They're still pretending like they're with them, but they're trying, and then what they'll do is something happens to them, they'll blame you. They're going to say, oh no, this is why it was because of you did this, it was all your fault. So that's what they're hoping happens right now. That's their main thing, okay? But that's not going to happen, because we're not going to let that happen. So remember, your masculine's not divine for no reason, okay? just understand that Four of Swords in reverse, because perhaps maybe they were just exhausted and burned out from this whole situation of dealing with this Magician in reverse, okay? Just feel that, they're in a situation where, they have to recuperate, okay? That's why they're in a hospital setting and they're being seen as, sick, and, and these people are being now seen as the reason why they're sick, okay? So just understand that these people are not caring at all about this person's health. All they're caring about was what kind of money, what are they going to get out of this, what's going to happen. Nobody cares, okay? And that's when this person now sees, wow, this is what I picked over the person who cares about me. And this is how, it's without a doubt that they see that the devil is with these people. You know what I mean? The devil has been involved with this the whole time, okay? The devil tried to play the game because they got the money, they got this, they wanted to make it seem like, oh, come in there. It's like, it's almost like they know that you're the counterpart, and then they'll try to send somebody in there that, has something that you might not have, okay? Like money or status or something like that. So then they'll bring that along, almost making it like it's a wish come true. And they got everything else that other one has. It's just better, just a better version of them. You know what I mean? So they like to do that. That's what the devil likes to do. And then a lot of times people, they will fall for that, okay? They'll discard you and fall for what this person, and then what happens is they find themselves sick, surrounded by a bunch of demons that they picked over you, that they need you now to save them from. Right? What's that? I mean, what's that all about? I mean, nobody was worried about us for that full year. Nobody cared what happened to us, right? It was a big joke. Thought it was funny, right? Had a good old time in our expense for that year, didn't you? A lot of you did, right? What happened when we came back? What happened now? Why are you not having a good time now? What's wrong? Is everything okay? Because, brother, 9 of Cups in reverse, you are being seen as not a wish come true. That's for sure, Magician in reverse, okay? You can't even do the basic of tricks, okay? You can't do nothing, all right? Especially you can't pull a rabbit out of a hat and, turn this into something, okay? So just understand, you are being seen as the biggest fraud, the history of frauds, okay? This Magician in reverse. You're a disgrace to the magician community, okay? We're very sick. We're very angered by this, that you would, impersonate one of our own. This is what my two wizards told me. They're very upset about this. They said, because they said, you're the one who has the it factor, not this magician in reverse. This person's nobody. They said they're a nobody. And then they slammed their hand on the table. And then I said, and I got nervous, okay? And then I said, ooh, they're really angry about this magician in reverse. So just know, that's why I know this person is on their way out and are clearly being seen as they've been seen as not a wish come true for quite a bit now. But like I said, they will present this magician in reverse, and then bring it at the beginning, they'll look like they're like the ideal one. You know what I mean? Because they'll always have them little things that you don't have. You're not going to be perfect. You know what I'm saying? Especially in a twin flame relationship, there's always going to be those big differences. But what they try to do is they try to get rid of those differences. Oh, now everybody, oh yeah, that's the one. That other one, yeah, he's bad. He's from the other side of the tracks. Let me tell you something. I know about him. Okay, believe me. I know where he comes from. They're very dangerous, these people. You must understand. You have to stay away from them. Okay, that's what they say, Two of Wands. Okay, because they discovered, they thought that they understood stuff. They thought that perhaps you left home or something, or you're not around no more. All right, but no, you were just planning and progressing. That's all. Okay, seeing what's going to happen next, brother. Actually, we don't plan. We just progress. That's basically all it comes down to. Because what we need to know is what we need to. Because why were we going to think about something that doesn't matter? Okay, like I said, thinking about something means nothing. Thinking about something means nothing, okay? Believe me when I tell you, brother, because what's going to happen is going to happen no matter what. So just believe it, okay? Because the Sun in reverse, because this Magician in reverse, they are being seen as very negative, okay, this person's being seen as, a real Debbie Downer, okay? Very depressed, this person's coming off. And this is what's really bringing down your DM's energy, okay, this Magician in reverse. So this negativity from this person, when your DM right now needs all the positivity, all the good vibes, these people are wanting them in the worst way to perish, okay? Because this is what they feel now is going to be something that will bring you down. All right, this is what their goal is. They said, we can't bring down the Empress. We know this, okay? They're not. It's not possible. So now we're going to turn our focus on the divine masculine, okay, while they're still with us, and hopefully we can, do something big, because they were going to try to take them on a trip, and I think they were going to poison them or something. But so this is actually good that they got sick before this, so now they're not. So it's like that's not going to, that's what stopped that. So, but they're still going to see what it needs to be done, because they don't have to lose their life over it, because that's exactly what was going to happen on that trip. And I was very concerned about that. Just understand that Eight of Wands, whatever's happening is whatever's supposed to happen. It's going to happen, and it's happening rapidly, okay? Eight of Wands, because you are moving this along, brother, okay? You are manifesting this very, very quickly, very, very consistently, and there's nothing anybody could do when you do it that way, okay? How are you going to stop somebody from manifesting when they do have a routine? You can't, when they don't have nothing to worry about. This is how you manifest, because you're in the spot. Not in what we're doing, this is manifesting. It's the power of the tongue. Okay, brother, that's what they try to tell you. Words don't hurt shit, okay? Sticks and stones do. But they were mistaken, those people, okay? They were obviously worked for the Matrix, I believe, okay? They were trying to tell you these things, trying to confuse you, I believe, okay? Because they are in a tower, okay? And they didn't want you to see the tower that they are, because they are on the Tower of Terror, and you are the ride operator, okay, brother? You control this thing up and down, up and down. Okay, you are the one. You are, what is that? The operator, or something now. They have something, control operator of this, particular tower. So just know, when you get on my tower, you don't get off until I tell you, okay? So just understand, and that's why this Magician in reverse is so depressed, because they see the writing on the wall. They know that they're not going to be able to get out. That's because they're not a real magician. Like I said, they can't even do a simple rabbit in the hat trick, okay? They are not able to turn nothing into something like you are, okay? And that's why they're in the tower. That's why they're being seen as not a wish come true, okay? And that's why everybody's exhausted and burnt out around them, okay? Four of Swords reverse, and this Six of Swords, everyone wants to move on from this, okay? Especially your DM. So they're just they're weak right now. They're weak in state. Okay, so we will send them the energy to get them out of this. No worries, but at least they get to see what's really going on there. That's the part that's good for us. And then it's without a shadow of that. They notice anyway, but it's just when you really see it, and they make it so obvious, when it's like it's almost like you caught red-handed type. You know what I'm saying? So it's almost like you can't say you didn't do it. You can't lie now. So that's where it's at. There's nothing's going to change anyone's mind here. Everybody's seen what happened here. Okay, everybody knows you are the fool. Everybody knows you're the one with the new beginning. Everybody knows you don't give a fuck, okay? And that is why you're able to manifest what you want, because you don't give a fuck what anybody thinks. Okay, because if you cared what anybody thinks, you wouldn't be able to do what you're doing right now. You wouldn't put this stuff on, Facebook or Instagram, or be making YouTube videos and, blah, 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 if you cared what anybody thought. Okay, because there's always going to be people out there who's going to say, "Oh, look at that fool! Look at him! Who does he think he is? He's nobody. He's just a fool. Okay, he's just fools rush in. Don't you know that? Don't you know?" Now they'll use every fool thing. He's just a fool. That's all. Just a foolish person. Okay, so just know that that's not true, because we just carry the universal energy. That's all, because we understand that when you come up against this energy, and you try to attack it in full energy, the consequences are very severe. Think about that. And remember, we're always in full energy. We are always fooling around over here. We're very, we like to have fun. We like to have fun over here. We're, fun fortune tellers. We're fortunate to be fun. They're fortunate to have fun, these fortune tellers. But just understand this, what Magician Reverse is on their judgment for the way they, what they did, how they tried to get you out of the way, all the other things, all the lies, the people around them, the King of Swords in reverse, the matriarchs. Everybody is under judgment right now, because they all had a part in what they did. Everybody had a motive. Everybody had a reason. Everybody, was promised something. And guess what? Everybody got nothing. That's what these motherfuckers got, nothing, okay? That's all you got out of this. Okay? All you getting out of this is judgment. Okay? Because Judgment Day is here, brother. Judgment Day T2000 is here. Just understand, this fool never came against them. He warned you, I believe, like 1,000,000 times, I think. just didn't want to listen to him. You just wanted to call him a fool. You thought he was a fool. What's this rock? Unsure. Maybe shungite. Could be shungite. Shungite, perhaps. So I know my rocks. Okay, just trust me. I'm very, very well informed when it comes to crystals and what they do. Because that's what I like. I like to do stuff like this. I'm an 8th house person. Okay, what do you expect from me? This is what I'm supposed to be doing. This is my purpose. I'm in my purpose right now. So please do not disturb me when I'm in my purpose. Or, especially when I'm a full energy, or the universe will give you an open hand in the biggest way. An open hand from the universe. Ooh, I don't want one of those. I could imagine that hurt. Okay, because 5 of Wands are in reverse. That's why, these people want to, the people around this magician in reverse that's trying to still, roll up the troops. They were in a 5 of Wands in reverse now. Now they want to avoid differences with you, okay? They want to avoid conflict. You know what I mean? They're agreeing to disagree here, okay? They want to, they want to look at things your way now, okay? They want to look at it from your perspective. They don't want to fight no more. Nobody wants to fight with this fool anymore after they see all this karma that this magician in reverse is bringing. They see your DM sick. They see all the people that came up against you going through karma. They see anybody who's badmouthed you going. Anybody who badmouths your name, something will happen. It's to the point now where people are even scared to even think of you. They don't even want to think about you, okay? Because they even understand when you think bad thoughts about us, that's karma right there. So just know this is hell where you took it to. Okay, and that's why everybody's seeing you for exactly who you are. Just like how Diddy's in jail. They said he cries every night. Oh, they're against him. But it's all designed this way because it's just to show you. We gave you had everything at once. You didn't appreciate it, and you wanted to act like devils. Okay, so what do you expect to happen now? What do you expect? Do you expect us just to let you off the hook? Because this doesn't work that way, okay? When you want to get involved with devil stuff. That doesn't work that way. You don't just, get a pass on that, all right? You got to deal with me now, all right? I'm in charge of your karma. And I will be your karma master for this evening, okay? So just understand, that is not going to be good for you, okay? Because 5 of Swords, because you want to come up with this conflict. You wanted this conflict, not us. We're just a fool. Fools do not look for conflict, okay? Do not look for conflict. They are just on their way, minding their business, listening to their music, taking a walk, okay? They're not talking, they're not bothering nobody, and it's like you people will come up and start, hitting them and stuff. They're just sitting there dancing, or not even dancing, but sitting there listening to their music, and you just start throwing them on the ground and kicking them, and then, thinking that, you're doing the right thing or something. You really believe that we're this fool, we don't like this kind of people around here. You got to be more serious. Okay, so just know, whatever conflict, whatever you did to this fool, okay, does make a difference now, okay? Whatever this magician in reverse told you that you were going to get or promised you for attacking this fool, I don't see nobody getting nothing. All I see is a bunch of people, running around like a bunch of idiots, like they're chickens with their heads cut off. Everybody's, every man for themselves over there, okay? Everybody's trying to get what they can get. And then hope that you don't realize what they did. That's what this is what they're all about. But it don't make a difference because now that the DM is sick now, okay, now that you're whatever, King of Cups, whoever, King of Pentacles, either or, whatever one, they're sick, okay? So, and nobody cares, okay? Because the only one who ever cared about them was the High Priestess. The High Priestess was the only one. Look how adorable this High Priestess is. I told you, look at that face. Tell me, look at her. You know what I mean? She sees everything. So just know that this is the only person that would ever light up for that divine means. This is the one person who consistently had, this King of Cups back, okay? This is the one who was always the only one, okay? And everybody's seen that. And you know why they wanted that to stop? Because they didn't want this King of Cups to have any support. They wanted to isolate this person. Okay, that's why, because they knew that when this person with this High Priestess would make them unstoppable, okay? This person is extremely smart, this DM, okay? So with you in High Priestess mode with them to handle any of their weaknesses, that makes you 2 of you's unstoppable, okay? Their wealth and status and your ability to be you is... that's what these people knew. They said once these 2, then they knew their services were no longer needed because all the people around the 2 wanted to keep us both needing them for everything, okay? We always needed them for something, okay? Because that was them taking the energy from us. That's them building on our energy, okay? And that's what, like, it's very difficult for the divine masculine to see, because they're more in a comfortable situation than you, okay? They have status and money. You, high priestess, on the other hand, it's like you don't have any choice. It's just it's either sink or swim. So that's why it's easier for you to find who you are first, okay? You might have not thought that, but realistically you're in a better situation, okay? By because that's why you'll see the big picture faster, okay? And that is why, like I said, see the big picture faster. That's why Ace of Swords, you have the mental clarity to see all this now, okay? That's why before maybe you might have not missed it. Maybe, other people didn't see. You did say stuff, perhaps the divine masculine. Now they see this magician in reverse. They see how, how they're responding to them, okay? They knew that this person was never about, but at the beginning, these, everybody puts on the show at the beginning, like it's a big thing, okay? And that could last for a long time until things get difficult, okay? People fake these stuff all the time. There's nothing real, okay? Because if it was real, this person would not be in a magician in reverse energy, and your DM would not be sick in bed right now thinking about you, wanting to be with you. That is what they're doing. They're writing up a letter because they're trying to find a way to get you there, okay? They want you to come help them, okay? And it's not like you could just show up there, okay? And you're not going to show up there, and you're not going to just come, so it doesn't make a difference, even though you know that they're sick. So it is what it is. This is what you asked for. What can I do without putting myself in jeopardy, or without this high priestess putting themselves in jeopardy? Or, perhaps somebody taking advantage of that. What can you do? That's why you got to sit back. You got to let them figure it out themselves. Just remember, they were going to go on a trip where they were going to be murdered. But they were going to be poisoned. So luckily, they're not going on these trips now. So they're sick. They're too sick to go on a trip now. Okay, and they're too sick to go on this trip with you. Magician in reverse, you must understand. Okay, Eight of Swords in reverse though, because they're releasing these self-limiting beliefs that you pushed upon them. All right, Magician in reverse, whatever making them feel bad about themselves, they're releasing all those negative thoughts. The times that you might have pointed out things about them that weren't true and tried to make them feel a certain kind of way, they're opening into new perspectives. They're starting to see the little jabs that you used to take, the little ways you want to keep them stuck, the pushing them into indulgent. That's why they're sick too, because this magician has pushed your divine masculine into an indulgent situation, okay, where their health is deteriorating, okay, and nobody cares. Because they want this person to die. Nobody cares, because this would have never happened around this high priestess, okay? This person would not be in the hospital if the high priest was around, okay? They knew this was going to happen. They knew that, okay? They knew that they could not control that. They knew it, okay? That's why all these things happen, okay? That's why so many people are involved, and that's why death is here, okay? That's why the end is here, okay? Because we know what you did, okay? And we don't even need your answers, because we already know, okay? Especially you, King of Swords in reverse. You're finished, okay? Just understand that. You've seen it, and you know you're done, okay? Because you're going to take that magician in reverse with you, all right? I told you to leave town. The high priestess has spoken. You heard that, God? Take care of these people for us. I want you to show them what happens when they mess around, okay? I want you to show them so they know for future references what's going to happen when they come up against you again, okay? Because they know, everybody now, that you are the Queen of Wands, okay? Believe me, this is your DM's favorite part of you, the Queen of Wands, okay? And you will, this is what they want to see now. This is what they feel is going to heal them, they're telling people. I need my Queen of Wands. They're the only ones that make me happy. I lied. I don't like this. They're saying all this stuff because they know they're in a situation. Well, I want my high priestess, my Queen of Wands. They love us like this. The high priestess, Queen of Wands combo, they love it, okay? Because it's mysterious, they tell us. They say it's very mysterious. Turns them on, okay? So that is why we are in that energy for them, because that's what makes them, it will give them that, what's the word? It's like they have something to look forward to, okay? So this will get them to the point where they will feel better, all right? Because they felt at the time when they were in that, they felt absolutely lifeless and hopeless because they thought they completely lost you, okay? And that was what really, it's a broken heart they have, okay? It's almost like they're imagining whatever other nonsense they probably had from whatever this magician in reverse tried to get them in, whatever, perhaps maybe got them a disease, I don't know, maybe they're diseased, who knows, maybe they're on something, who knows. Just know that, you know, Eight of Pentacles, that, you know, your diligence, your passion, and your high standards, you know, are the reason why that these people didn't get away with what they thought they were going to get away with, okay? That is why your divine masculine is still sitting in there, still desiring this Queen of Wands and this High Priestess, desiring you. They love it, okay? Do you understand what they said? If they had one last wish, this is this is their dying wish right now. It's almost like they're in it's like a Make-A-Wish over there. Well, what do you want, miss, for your last I just need my High Priestess. I want to just see them in the Queen of Wands energy. So then just know, we will always honor a Make-A-Wish Foundation, okay? That's what we do here. We're here to put smiles on faces, okay? So if that's what you want, if you want this High Priestess and Queen of Wands energy, we will be happy to oblige, okay? But you must understand, when we come to heal, we do not want these other people around. We do not want demons around, okay? They will not be allowed, okay? They must be gone. They must be already told to leave and never come back, okay? Because that is necessary. And that's the only thing we can do, okay? Because this Hangman in reverse, otherwise everything's going to stay at a standstill, okay? The delays are going to continue, okay? These people are still, you know, hanging on. That's all it comes down to. You know that they're the opposition, but it's like they're not gonna go with it. They're not gonna admit to it. They're just, everything is you because they're already there. Okay, so they're gonna just keep doing. This is why this person got sick, because it's too much. They'll never stop. Okay, especially that King of Swords in reverse. That is a high level deck. That is the devil themselves. You don't have to understand this person. This is your arch nemesis. This is the person that is going to be, they have to pay for what they did. They know what they did, okay? That's why Page of Cups, that's why the creative opportunities are coming your way. That's why these intuitive messages won't stop, because they know what this King of Swords in reverse did. They know what they were up to, and they know what they planned. This person probably right now is doing something to have this DM die. That's exactly what they want. I guarantee you, that's exactly what they're looking to do. So just know, that's not going to be the surprise, okay? There's going to be a happy surprise here, okay? Just know, your DM is going to be fine. Nobody's going to hurt them, all right? Especially no King of Swords in reverse that pretends to be their best friend, that just wanted to take from. That's all you cared about was money the whole time. That's all that mattered to you. And then you want to come off like you're a family friend, a family man, huh? Just know, you're going to face some difficult decisions over here, Two of Swords, okay? Because you have to go, all right? Nobody wants to see you no more. And that includes your kids and your family. Nobody wants to see you, all right? King of Swords in reverse, so beat it. It's time for you to go. Because Seven of Swords, you're being seen for the betrayal that you did. What you did was sickening and disgusting. And you took it to the next level. And you never thought that we were going to come back and expose you, okay? You figured the only way that you could do it is by us disappearing and not being the way we are. But no. No. You thought we forgot about you? No. What did you think, we were going to sit there and wait and forget about you? We knew what you did, okay? And now everybody else knows what you did, okay? That is why you are persona non grata, motherfucker. That's why, okay? Because Seven of Swords, because all you are is a betrayer. It's all you ever were. But here's the best part. There's no better feeling than being the one who gets to betray the betrayer before the betrayer betrays you, okay? And that is exactly what the Divine Masculine did, because while you think that you are at the best of them right now, they already have your number. They already have you on video doing all that weird shit you were doing. How many times you think you did it? How many you thought you shut the camera off, right? You thought there was it was off, right? But no. It was on low power zone, so you still were able to be filmed, okay? So just know, when you were doing the weird stuff at the place, it was always being filmed. How about that? You didn't even know, and you're supposed to be so smart. Okay, and that's why you're heartbroken, Three of Swords, okay? You're heartbroken because you know without a shadow of a doubt that you are on camera many times doing very, very weird stuff in cult-like fashion with people that shouldn't be seen doing this. You're heartbroken now because you thought it wasn't, you thought nobody's seen it. Nobody's seen the sacrifices. Nobody's seen stuff, right? No, no, no. We have all that. Okay, we have all that. And that's going to be the big reveal, okay? You think you got your DM sick? No, no, no. You're going to be the one who's sick after this. You're going to be the one who's going to need a doctor. King of Swords in reverse. The malicious King of Swords in reverse is going to need a doctor, okay? Because there's a good chance they're not going to survive the shock of what happens when they are seen for exactly who they are, okay? Especially when they thought that they turned that camera off, you thought, right? You thought it was completely off. We love it that you thought that. Because listen, 9 of Wands, that's why you're going to see the courage. That's why we remain courageous, because we knew that was happening, okay? We knew that before you even knew it, okay? Before this even all got crazy, we knew that was happening. So eventually, now you got a sick DM, okay? That's supposed to be, you're looking out for it. This is supposed to be your friend, okay? And now you're being seen on a camera for what you were doing, and some of it was actually directed towards them, and you thought it wasn't on camera. You thought they never seen none of this. You thought they didn't have any idea. No, no, no. They knew the whole time. They knew the whole time. That is why we never gave a fuck, and that's why we never got nervous. Did you ever see us? Did you ever see anybody like this? That must mean we knew something, okay? Because now your strength has been totally wiped out. You are about to go down. You're like the fighter in the Street Fighter now, and we just beat the hell out of you. No, actually, we would say Mortal Kombat. We beat you down. You got no strength left, and now we're about to perform a fatality on you. We're about to turn into a dragon, okay, and then bite you in half, okay? So just know that is where we're coming for you, okay? King of Swords in reverse. We are about to perform our fatality, okay? Finish him is what we're about to do. That's the spot you're in right now. Strength in reverse. Heartbreak, okay? That is you, King of Swords in reverse. You are now, and that's what the thing comes up on the screen. Finish him. King of Swords in reverse. You are finished, brother. You must understand that. Because the 7 of Wands, we are in complete control. Okay, because if we weren't, we wouldn't be able to do what we do. We would be the ones who are concerned if we weren't in 7 of Wands. Not you. You're the one who's concerned. We're not. We never did nothing. You're the one who's on camera doing sacrifices of animals and, you know, other weird things, chanting in Latin and being very, very devilish. It's very devilish looking, okay? It actually scared me a little bit. Just understand, I was startled by it. I said, whoa, this is my arch nemesis. He's terrifying, this person. Then I was like, oh, no, they're just ugly. They're just a disgusting looking person. That's all it was. Oh, they're just a demon. Demons are disgusting looking. There's nothing to be scared about. They're cowards. Wait till they're seen. Wait till it happens to a demon. They're not so tough when they're seen, okay? And that's why world in reverse, okay? That is why this person, you know, they wanted to take shortcuts, okay? They wanted to keep up with the delays. They wanted to keep this cycle going, okay? And they felt the way that they'd keep this going was the first to take you out of the picture, okay? By taking you out of the picture, then they'll turn their focus on the DM, put them in indulgent states, put them in things like they're helping them, but in the reality is they're hurting them, okay? It's one of them things where it looks like you're helping them, but the fact is you're really hurting them, okay? So just understand that is the situation, and, you know, and everybody can see it around, okay? This person did a good job at hiding it, but the fact of the matter is it's being seen because they can't stop you. You're over here exposing what they're doing. So there's nothing, it's going to, and the DM's sick, and they're sick, okay, because of what you did. Because this magician in reverse pushed him into what they pushed him into, okay? But don't worry, because we still have a 4 of Wands here, okay? There's still going to be union, okay? There's still going to be a happy home, okay? There's still hope for this divine masculine. There's still hope for this King of Cups, okay? But for you, King of Swords in reverse, for you, magician in reverse, there is no hope. None. Because you took it to the point where it's one thing to come after us. It's one thing to come after this High Priestess and Queen of Wands, okay, because we can handle it. It's a whole other thing when you come up against, you know, our masculine, when you come up against our King of Cups and put them in the hospital like this and still want to act like you're the friend and that it was us that's doing this. It's being clear as day, seeing that what you did, and it's to the point now where it's sickening, and it's time for you to go. Okay? It's time for you to leave this area. It's time for you to leave wherever this divine masculine is. Get away from them. Don't go back. We don't want to see you anymore. You know what you did. Nobody's going to believe you. So how much farther do you want to take this? How much? We'd be more than happy to go all the way with you, if that's what you want. We could go all the way. We could take this all the way to the end, okay? Because like I said, we have the Eight of Pentacles here. We have the diligence. We have the hard work, okay? We have the apprenticeship. We have the standards, okay? We have the skill development. We know what we're doing. We have master wizards that love us, okay? And we also have Ace of Cups coming towards us, because we are a Nine of Cups. We are a wish come true. So everything we build is built on a Ten of Cups. That's what our foundation is built on, okay? And this is what that Divine Masculine is now seeing 100%, okay? But the fact of the matter is that all this had to happen just so this Divine, because if they didn't see all this and this didn't all happen, then these people would be able to, oh no, you're crazy. They could still gaslight, okay? So this is more or less to get rid of the gaslighting to where they can't, okay? Now it's to the point where they can't say nothing, especially with you, especially with this High Priestess, Queen of Wands, still in the picture, okay? And with receiving an Ace of Cups. They got love. People love them. They love them. They want to take them out. You know what I mean? We're like, what's it called? You're like, people love it. They want to wine and dine you, okay? They said they're so proud when they're on a date with you. Certain people tell me. They're so proud. You just make them feel, you just light up the room, okay? And that is why you are Five of Pentacles in reverse, recovering from financial loss. So whatever these people did to come up against you, whatever they cost you, whatever jobs, whatever, time, whatever, anything that is related to money or time is all coming back to you, okay? Because it doesn't make a difference now, because these people have done more for you in this last couple of years than they could have done their entire life by doing all this negative, okay? Because you were able to transmute all this, okay? And that is why you continually allowed it. That's why you continually took it. That's why you completely absorbed it, okay? And now you send it all back to them. All that energy, right back to you, King of Swords reverse, Magician reverse, okay? And send it back, Eight of Wands, extremely fast, okay? So that is the end result here, okay? You must understand that this, whatever was sent to you, has been returned to sender tenfold, okay? Whoever's around that Divine Masculine, you must go now, okay? Otherwise, all this is coming back. Actually, you know what? Send this all back to them. Everything, return to sender, send it back to them. Make an example, all right? And do it fast, Eight of Wands. Do it fast, all right? And keep them here, okay? Because they're nothing but a disappointment. They're just an Eight of Cups, okay? So they don't matter. Nobody cares about them. Just remember, they're demons. Nobody cares about a demon. Don't feel bad. Don't feel sorry, because they wouldn't feel sorry for you. Trust me when I tell you, okay? Because the end result here for these two lovers, after all this chaos, after all this stoppage, after one being sick, one being locked up, this one crazy, this still going to be a Two of Cups. There's still going to be a Two of Cups. And that was the one thing that they tried to block. And that's the one thing they couldn't block, because what's meant for you will always find you. Nobody can stop what is meant for you, okay? That is why you always let whatever has, let it go. If it's meant for you, it'll come back. That's all I told you, okay? And that was what happened. Exactly. That's why the person, your Divine Masculine, is sitting in their bed, their hospital bed, perhaps, saying, I miss them. You know what I mean? And then they're still trying to gaslight them. Oh, you're delusional. You're crazy. You're just sick. That's why you're here. You're sick. You don't really. They're the reason you're here, is what they tell them. They keep telling your Divine Masculine, you're the reason that they're in the hospital, is what they keep saying. Yeah, okay. What did we do? Tell us. Yeah, exactly. So let me astrologically talk to you for a second. Let's see what's going on astrologically. I mean, we all love the Cancer. Remember that. The Cancer is the protagonist. He is the greatest of all time. The king of the water signs. Okay? And we also have a Leo here that, they love us, this Leo, they said. They said, you're the best. We love you. We always loved you. You're always our favorite, is what this Leo tells us. And we said, thank you. We appreciate you. You're our favorite, too. But just know, Uranus and Gemini was instrumental, and that was the last piece of the puzzle. Always remember that, okay? Always remember that, because that's going to be there for quite a bit. The next 7.5 years And then it goes into Cancer, which is even better for you, okay? And for you being assertive, you know, taking the reins, you not sitting here asking for permission to do this. You're just coming and saying, listen, this is what I am, this is who I am, and this is why this is going to happen, is why you're being rewarded, okay? Because you didn't take no shit. You weren't here to, you know, allow somebody to make you eat this whatever they want. They want you to eat the shit, okay, basically. But the fact is that you don't eat shit, okay? They're the ones who are going to be eating shit. You know who's going to make them eat shit? This Cancer is going to make them eat the shit, okay? Because they wanted this Cancer to, you know, they didn't want them to be this confident person. They didn't want them to, they felt like, they were like, oh, you're too conceited, Cancer. They called it the conceited Cancer. Who do you think you are? You're nobody. That's what they would say. Oh, it's all about appearance with you. You know, but none of that was ever true, because this Cancer was always so much more than that. Okay, and that's what people try to use against them. They try to use this Queen of Wands against you. They try to, oh yeah, that's all they are. They're a lemon. They look good on the outside, but they're broken on the inside. You can't trust this. They're crazy, I tell you. Telling you, they're crazy. They're very trickster. They said that we're a fraud, is what they said. But now, only thing I see is a magician in reverse over there, trying to still manipulate the divine masculine that's sick. Still, not saying her Lord, not even asking how they're feeling. Still trying to get access to the money. That's what they're doing. Money's been stolen. That's another thing. Okay, before that even sees, they want to take this divine masculine out and then blame it on them. Oh, they must have spent it, okay? That is what they're trying to do right now before the big King of Wands sees what happens here. Once the King of Wands makes a decision, these people are done, because that, once he notices, go look, the money's gone. There's a lot of money that's gone. King of Wands, go check it out, all right? Because this Pisces had a lot to do with it, okay? Because they were the ones who caused all this. They're the ones who brought in all this information. This is the one who said that they knew all about you. This is the one who tried to say they replaced you. All this was a person who wanted your life, okay? That wanted to destiny swap with you and did everything in their power to do it. This is a sick person, okay? And this Pisces is being seen for this. They're being 100% seen for this, okay? So whoever they took from you, so they're seeing that person too. And they're sick, okay? These people they're very sick. Just understand that, okay? Because the Sagittarius told us about it. They said, these are sick people, okay? They're swingers. They like to swing. They think they had the best time, they were thought, okay? But now everybody's sick, okay? And then this Pisces wants to say that the diseases came from you, when it came from him, this motherfucker. You want to say it came from us. We don't even seen you in 15 years. You're going to say it came from us? Get the fuck out of here. You know what I mean? But this is how sick people are, okay? We don't even know these people. We would never even degrade ourselves like this. This is what this person is, okay? We're a High Priestess, Queen of Wands. We got respect for ourselves, okay? And we're communicating that to you very clearly, Mercury. You must understand that we are a respectful, feminine energy that, you know, we know how to treat our body, okay? We don't give ourselves to anybody. We don't give our divine masculine to anybody. We're not trying to be with other people. That is the difference. That is why you know that you're not with your real person, because you wouldn't want to be with anybody else. That's why your counterpart isn't sick, because they know that you're the only thing that makes them happy. That's why you're their happiness. Okay? That's what it comes down to. They're all in their head right now, okay? Because they know you're the king of the water signs. They know it. That's why they're sick. They're sick in bed, okay? Because they know what would happen. And now it's people who pushed them in the situation now have to answer for this, okay? So it makes it a little easier for you to mind, because at least they're sick, okay? But now the people that got them in the situation have to answer for this, okay? And yes, they're going to try to blame you, but that is going to be what really shows. That's really what's going to blow the lid off of it, because now these people can't get to your divine. Now they have to take a leave of absence, okay? They're in the hospital now, okay? This Taurus is in the hospital right now, so you got to understand that this person will be better, but it's good because it gets them away from these people. It gets them away from these demons, okay? They can't, it can only be around so much. They can only say so much. And this Taurus doesn't have to even pay attention. Doesn't even have to look at them, okay? Because there's nothing they have to say. They're sick. That's not up to them right now. They're on leave right now, okay? This Taurus is on leave. Leave them alone. They're sick, okay? Just leave them alone, because they know that you're full of hot air, okay? They know that, all right? They know you're full of shit. Just trust me when I tell you. This Taurus knows all about you. Okay, and they already have video of you doing stuff, because you thought you hit the power thing, but you thought that low power button shut it off. No, no, no. It shuts off there, but it still goes over to the phone, okay? So just know that is why you've been seen all them times. You didn't know that, did you? Why not? Why did you not know that? You should have known that. You're supposed to be very smart, okay? And that's why Neptune and Aries, okay? That's a new cycle here, okay? So just know we weren't getting stuck in this Neptunian cycle. And Saturn and Aries, here to bring the karma, brother. We are vibrating on the frequency of Saturn anyway, so just know karma is coming for you, okay, brother? Like I said, karma is coming for you because we are vibrating on the frequency of Saturn right now. And you heard it here first, okay? And that's how we'll complete with that. One of these days it's all going to end. I'm telling you, brother. One of these days, these people are going to go away. They have to. One way or another. We're going to find them. We're going to get them out of here. One way or another, we're going to find them. We're going to get them the fuck out of here. Okay, just know that. Believe me when I tell you. All right, because we have the self-love here, okay? You have the self-love. This is what it's all about. You have to love yourself before you love anybody else. Believe me when I tell you that, okay? You are worthy and deserving of all the abundance in the universe, okay? You must understand, because you have to treat yourself with love and respect you desire, and others will follow suit. Remember, you train people how to treat you. You must remember that, okay? Because you can't love another person, or you can't expect another person to love you if you don't love yourself, okay? And others will follow suit once you get that self-love. So just trust me when I tell you. That's why you should always be your biggest fan, brother. That's why, okay? That's why we are our biggest fan. We don't care who watches this. We don't care what anybody does, because we are our biggest fan. Don't matter, okay? Because we got patience, okay? We got a lot of patience over here. We're being asked to practice patience right now. It's not easy to do this, of course not. And, but you're strong. You got a lot of strength. I believe so. And there's a reason why things aren't aligning in the way that you want them in the moment. Have patience. It'll eventually work out. It's what they say, brother. So let me tell you something. It's time for you to, time to be patient, okay? Don't matter, because listen, patience is a virtue. Patience will always defeat these King of Swords in reverse characters, these magician in reverse, because they have no patience. They are erratic and impulsive, okay? So just know you are where the temperance is. You are where the balance is. You are the one, brother. So just know that. Namaste.